As we consider so many stimulants to society, we need a damn stim break, and Thermal V2 can and should be that stim break if you're looking for a fat burner. What's going on, everybody? Welcome inside Fitness Informant's HQ. I'm Fitness Informant founder and CEO Ryan Buckeye here with another 100% honest, no bullshit review of Glaxon's non-stimulant Thermal V2 fat burning powder. Now, I will admittedly say I'm a bigger fan of stim-based fat burners. However, we are in a society that consumes way too much stimulants, so a non-stim fat burner should be a necessity for many people trying to get back in shape if they want to go the fat burner route. And Glaxon's Thermal V2 is a solid choice to be that non-stim fat burner. Let's dive into this today. We're going to talk about this product on 5 different categories. First, we're going to talk about the ingredient profile. Spoiler, there is going to be 4 of the 5 active ingredients in Thermal V2 are brand ingredients. Second, we're going to talk about the effectiveness. Third, we're going to talk about flavor. Fourth, mixability, as well as show you a mixability video here on camera. And then finally, we're going to talk about value on the product. So let's dive in to this supplement facts panel. This is what they put together in terms of Thermal V2. We start out with L-carnitine at 1100 milligrams. Now, contrary to popular belief, L-carnitine does not necessarily have a direct correlation, and now keyword, direct correlation to fat loss. What carnitine can actually do is a couple different things. It essentially produces energy and output into the body. So when carnitine supplementation is combined with a caloric deficit, this is what you need to get fat loss, right? To lose weight, you need to be in a caloric deficit. But when you supplement with adequate amounts of carnitine, which is something your body does produce naturally, when you supplement with carnitine, what'll happen is you can actually improve performance during exercise. There's been studies done on various animals and swimming activities, etc., in which there was a caloric deficit for that particular subject. They supplemented with carnitine and it actually improved output. What that means is if you're going to improve output while being in a caloric deficit, you could essentially burn more fat. That is the connection between carnitine and fat loss. Next ingredient here is vitacholine at 675 milligrams. Choline has been well known to help improve memory and focus. Now, in rat studies, that's exactly what happens. There's some other studies out there in humans with children where it didn't necessarily show those results, albeit they're children. I think the overwhelming amount of science shows that supplementing with choline is going to help with improved clarity, improved focus, and improved memory at 675 milligrams. It's a solid dosage here. Next ingredient at 500 milligrams is MitoBurn. MitoBurn is a branded ingredient. It's been a popular ingredient used in different fat loss products here over the course of the last several years. Essentially, in a nutshell, what MitoBurn does is allows you to get more out of your workouts during the exercise, allows you to get more output during those workouts. It can actually help with several different things, including glucose metabolism, etc. It can actually help with appetite suppressants. So MitoBurn has several different functions that are seemingly beneficial to fat loss, most of it coming during the actual exercise window itself. The next ingredient here, and yet another brand ingredient from New Live Sciences, this is InnoSlim. InnoSlim is used at 250 milligrams. Again, InnoSlim is going to be good for essentially creating a positive metabolic environment. It's going to be giving your cells the nourishment it needs to create a positive metabolic environment. It can actually help with insulin sensitivity and glucose metabolism as well, and it can also help with appetite suppressant. They get 250 milligrams here. That is adequate dosage, and that is the adequate amount that we want. Next here is going to be GBB Go at 30 milligrams. This is going to be essentially, a lot of times people say GBB is like carnitine on steroids. Really what it does is your body seeks a state of homeostasis. So when you actually bring in exogenous GBB, your body's going to produce more carnitine to help level that out. More carnitine production means more output, which could mean a larger metabolic response, which means more fat burning can actually occur and take place, which also means there could be increased in body temperature. This is dosed at 30 milligrams. It's a solid dosage here. Overall, this profile is actually very good in terms of a non-stim based fat burning powder. We like it here. Again, Thermal V2 I think was done very well from Glaxon, and the big thing is, does it actually work? So the biggest thing to notice on Thermal V2 is you don't get necessarily a feeling like you would get with a stim-based fat burner. You're not going to have the stimulants making you jittery, maybe changing your body temperature quickly. Yes, you will experience a slight increase in body temp because of the energy expenditure from the increased carnitine amounts in the body through exogenous carnitine and exogenous GBB. You're going to see some slight appetite suppressant. You don't have as many cravings as you once had. That can also help with that too. But what you're not going to get is you're not going to get like that high you get from stimulants in the product. Overall, in terms of a non-stim, you're really going to look at performance-based output, and that coming from your exercise. Especially if you're in a caloric deficit, you should see an increase in overall performance, when one would think being a caloric deficit, you may actually have kind of a drop off in performance. Next is flavor. This flavor here is Mandarina Sol. This is, in my opinion, the best flavor Glaxon has put out in the market across all their SKUs. It tastes just like a mandarin orange. It's refreshing. It is something you can sip on, something you can chug. The recommended serving size here is 6 grams and about anywhere from 12 to 16 ounces of water. It's just delicious, guys. I am a big fan of it. I've told Glaxon I want to see this flavor across multiple SKUs, specifically maybe their amino product. But again, Mandarina Sol is my favorite of the Glaxon flavors thus far. In terms of mixability, you're going to see here on camera, mixability is okay. You're going to get 6 grams and the recommended up to 16 ounces of water. I use 12 ounces of water in just a typical blender bottle, and the water becomes cloudy. Totally normal, but what you might not be able to see here on camera is at the bottom of the glass, you get some settling on it. Now, what's important here is if you're sipping from a shaker bottle, that you constantly kind of shake it up here and there to make sure that you are constantly mixing that back in with the liquid substance, so that way you're not getting a big dosage of powder when you get to the end. In terms of value, this retails for $39.99 from Glaxon's website. It is a 21 serving container, which is about $2 a serving. Now, when you compare that head to head with a stim-based fat burner, some that are rated extremely high at Fitness Informant, it's about in line with the price. So I would then go to the stim-based fat burner because I think, for me personally, they work better. However, use code Informant, save 20%. That's going to knock off $8, making this $32. That's a good value for a non-stim, especially because we consider so many stimulants in society. We need a damn stim break, and Thermal V2 can and should be that stim break if you're looking for a fat burner. If you want to purchase this product, look below for a link to take you to Glaxon's website, as well as a coupon code that saves you 20%. If you want more in-depth on this review, you can head over to fitnessinformant.com via the link also below to read the written version of this actual review. Follow us on social media channels. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, and Twitter. Subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the red subscribe now button below to stay up to date with all new reviews right here on RI. Check out our podcast. It's called the Iron Union Podcast, right here on YouTube, iTunes, and Spotify. And for more supplement reviews, rankings, video reviews, workout routines, hit us on